So if this all goes as planned, this could very well be my very last out of the archive video. I basically decided to just compile just about all the old files that I found from the previous Project TOA production, and I'm just compiling them into one last out of the archive video. From here on out, we'll be focusing probably more on the official footage. Now for this Railrunner subway scene when Onua is looking at the different bios of the TOA, I animated kind of a spin cycle animation of every TOA except for TOA Onua, of course. Just showing you all the footage that I actually animated of that file. Showing off the different weapons of the TOA, and this Gali Mystica was supposed to be like a little Easter egg in the background. Onipu was messing with certain hologram files, and you were going to see that one in the background, showing how the Gali Mystica was just such a poorly designed version of Gali. Now this is a small Matoran animation test that Christopher did years ago. At the same time, he also animated this Bionicle teleportation video. There's no actual lore behind this. It's just an animation test, and at the moment I'm actually having a hard time remembering that Onu Matoran's name, but I think he actually does make an appearance in Project TOA, so. Here, this file kind of depicts a lot of my struggle with green screen and lots of test runs I did there. This was gonna be a really cool file with, I was gonna do this whole Lewo versus Onua fight scene just as a test animation, but it's like, I ended up realizing in the end what I was testing out was just kind of a bad idea, so I scrapped the entire animation. Of course, the Hoto animation and the Green Lantern. I feel like some people have probably seen this. This is also one of Christopher's animations, which honestly, I thought it was one of his best. This was my first walking animation test with a TOA. In the original Project TOA scene, pretty much nobody did any walking, so I had to see whether I could do it or not, and I always felt like that one was not particularly great. This new Onua walking animation test I thought was much better. I even tried a bit of a running animation cycle, but I ended up just having a little too much fun with it. Now this animation test was basically just testing out laser and LED lighting for the TOA's eyes. It was a really neat little Lake Horo scene during a celebration, and it was just, I really liked the setting of the scene. I thought it was really neat, and I really like how the eyes turned out. Now for a lot of the remainder of the video, I wanted to show a lot of this. I wanted to show a small collage that we had put together of all this Island of Matanui footage that we had filmed for the original Project TOA itself. Even this little islet off the coast of Papunihu Reef, which was going to come into the story, and we filmed a lot of live action shots with these islands, and I'm so glad this footage is not lost because it was a lot of work trying to get a steady camera dolly movement with this set. getting all sorts of different shots of pretty much every region on the island. I really liked how much work I put into this island of Motunui. I felt like the architecture was too drastic. The mountains being really high, the rest of the island being extremely flat. And the moss for the trees I thought was really neat until you get a little too close on the island, and all of a sudden it's looking a lot less like a tree line and looking a lot more like a moss line. We had over 45 minutes of this footage all put together, and I had to edit it down to just the most interesting shots, I suppose. Got some shots of Tawahi and the Ignalu Lava River and Lewahi. But yeah, we did a lot of work with this island. I do think in the end we're going to go a different avenue when working with a new island of Motunui. I feel like it was a really solid attempt, but it more or less seemed to fit the old Project Toa better than this new one we're working on. It's like I think we're definitely going to take this up a notch as well. But still, just want to admire at least some of the work that I put into shooting and just shooting with this set and just, you know, admiring the set itself for what it is. It's a big, heavy island. A lot of these shots required a very steady hand, and honestly, there were times where it's like for almost as long as the shot's going, it's like I can't breathe, or I'm going to jostle the camera. Of course, we're not going to get a whole lot of Onuwahi from up here, but Kauahi, Mount Ihu, Mount Mangai, the volcano, even some high helicopter shots of the Trencrom Trench. Got some Pauahi Canyons, Motara Desert shots. Kind of a behind-the-scenes look at Wanua's pod scene.
Yeah, go ahead.
This one was actually really fun to shoot in the pool. I hate the ocean! Of course, we were doing it at a higher frame rate, so we would slow it down on the computer and make the water look like it's bigger and heavier and a little bit more like an actual tossing and heaving ocean, as opposed to just, you know, the small splashings you get of a pool. So I actually had a little LED light, submersible light inside that pod, but the water got into it, and it actually kind of drowned out the light entirely. So it's like, oh, that's sad. It's like it had blue lights coming out of, you know, some of the holes and stuff. But in the end, I felt like it worked just fine without it.
Oh, look, it's a silent pool.
So thanks for watching this video of our final collage of just really old footage that we can't use anymore. Thanks again to all our patrons and supporters, and stay tuned for the next video because we've got some really good ones coming out this year. God bless you all, and see you in a month or two.
We'll try it one more time just for safety.
Take two. This is the one we're going to use. I hope. Darn it.